Hey guys, I'm Chanel Herlin and you're watching The Buzz. On today's show, we have Mikey Mike. We talk to Dinesh D'Souza at his movie premiere, Death of a Nation. Then we talk to the producer of the film 40 Years in the Making, the Magic Music movie. And to top it off, we are at the premier social club at the Las Vegas Palms Casino and Resort, Apex Social Club. So as you can see, it's another full show, so roll that intro.
Hi, my name's John Brotherton. Let's get buzzed.
Starting off the show, we have Los Angeles recording artist Mikey Mike, who stopped by to talk to us about his summertime single, Cooler, and what's the deal with all the billboards. Let's check it out.
5 years ago, I had a tune called Cut My Hair, and I had seen this dude years before in New York City he put out flyers and he said, hey, I'm single, I like to cook, yada yada, but he had the creepiest picture, and I saw that somebody did an article and they said this guy got like 40,000 calls and went on like 2,000 dates, something crazy. So I was sitting there going, man, there's a way to use that to promote the music. So it was inspired by the dude, whoever, I forget his name, but much love to him. He started it, and then from there it just snowballed. So we started with the flyers that said, hey, new to LA, lonely as want to be friends. And then it said interest, women, narcotics, pizza. And the picture was really, really creepy. It was from my license where I looked really deranged. And that led to a Vice article that led to hundreds of emails of people like, hey, da-da-da-da-da, I'll be your friend. Come over, I'm babysitting these kids. They're going to sleep at 10 o'clock. Like all kinds of weird stuff. And so from there, it was like, okay, this works. This is grabbing people. So then when I went to sign a deal with Warner Brothers, I kind of had a stipulation, which was I know how I want to promote this first single. I want to get billboards. I want to do what I did then, but with billboards on a bigger level. And at the time, it was the president, and we shook on it. So I ended up doing the deal with them as that being one of the guarantees. And so that gave birth to the Have You Seen This Man? It was $2.3 million in child support billboard, which got, between that and the billboard after and the stuff we're doing now, there's been probably like 30,000 phone calls, met hundreds or thousands of people in real life. So it's been a lot of fun.
I was walking around the neighborhood with my mom, and I could tell she had some on her mind. She turned to me and said, Mike, don't you want to meet someone? I said, no, I want to meet everyone. I want to get drunk with the punks and do bump with the king. I want to creep down the hall and go to bed with the queen. And when they come for my head, well, I'll be somewhere at sea, singing loud, singing proud. It's good to be free, 'cause I won't waste another day living someone else's way. I wanna be happy, I wanna be free. What they say, I'm doing me.
Nowadays, if you get on a blog or something, by 12 in the afternoon, there's already 20 new songs up. So you're 3 pages back, and there's so much stuff. So it kind of came to that place of how do I do this on a ground level? There's a lot of people walking here. It doesn't cost much to print a flyer and put it up. So that led to the kind of, and there was a big part of it was when you have a billboard that's funny like that, people get value from seeing it. They see it and they laugh, but then they get value when they post it and people like their picture. So it was kind of everybody wins in that situation where you can make something that people engage with and then share, and then it gets online, and then you get thousands of people from Indiana calling about it. So it started analog, but then it quickly went digital and was more powerful than if it was just a song that got dropped on SoundCloud. So yeah, it's been fun. I just had a single come out called Cooler that was written years ago. It's been a long time coming getting it out, but it came out probably 2 weeks, and that's the big one that we're trying to get the radio push and all that stuff on. And then probably a month from now we'll do another tune, and just slowly drop stuff until probably hopefully October we'll get a whole album out with the rest of the songs that haven't come out. I'm using a lot of old songs just because they were moments in my life that were powerful, that I didn't have the platform to get them out in a way that would actually reach people, and now there is that. So there's a lot of tunes from years ago that I'm using just because they were ones, you know, you write a lot of tunes, you share them with people, and you see the ones that really impact people. So even the ones that are years old for that, I'm still using because they kind of just start the narrative of my life on Earth. So Rick happened through my managers, a guy named Isaac Heyman and Michael Goldberg. Isaac came to my house one time to hear beats for a girl he was working with. And I was kind of getting out of the whole songwriting world. I was really sick of it. And the only reason I took the meeting is because the guy who hooked us up said, hey, he's tight with Rick Rubin. He does some A&Ring for him. So I was like, great, I want to meet him. And he came over. And then I played a bunch of shit for kind of in the world of the girl he was working with. And then right before he was about to leave, I was like, let me play you some of my artist stuff so you can hear how the songwriting and the production all mix and kind of what I do when it all comes together. And so I played it, and he was really excited, like the most excited I had seen anybody about my music. And he basically said, before he was leaving, he was like, yo, I can't leave here until you tell me that we can work together, whether I'm your manager, I help you get signed or whatever. And I was like, okay, I just felt his vibe, and he was so excited. I had been waiting to meet somebody that felt that way about what I was doing. So he was walking out the door, and then he stops and he pops his head back in and he goes, hey, is it cool if I send this to Rick Rubin? And I was like, yeah, that would be good. And then he sent it, and then not even a day later, I got a call from him, and he was like, hey, are you free tomorrow to go up to Rick Rubin's house to hang out with him? And da-da-da. And I was like, oh my God, I was so excited. I was dry heaving. When I get really excited, I start dry heaving, like, ah! I was outside, like the neighbors, like, what the hell is going on? I'm out there like, so yeah, it was amazing. And then he just, I would every couple months go up and hang out with him, and he'd help me with the music. And then that led to doing me, where one time I had this song and I knew he loved it to death. And he had told me the first time he heard it, it made him laugh at one part, and then it made him cry at another, and then he played it for his girl and it made her cry. And so one time I was there and I was like, would you produce it? Because I want it to be the best it can be. I know it's a special song. And he said yes. And then he did it, and that was that. Next is we're just trying to slam this tune cooler. We've been building to it, so we're really trying to get the alt radio push, which is what a lot of this is about tonight, is planned for a lot of the radio programmers. And then from there, just keep dropping tunes. And where it leads to is I've written, when I was in school, I studied screenplay writing. And so I've written everything, the whole album, into a series, Mikey Mike's Life on Earth, and every song comes to life in it. And yeah, so that's where I see it. That's the most distant pinnacle place I want to get to, is to make that show happen and have these songs be told in a full television narrative. Between Instagram and Facebook is where I post pretty much everything, skits and poems and songs, and anytime we got a release, it's on there. So I'd say Instagram is the one that's the most up to date. If you want to see what's going on, something will be in there. Hi, I am Mikey Mike, and you have just been buzzed.
After the break, we are on the red carpet to talk to Dinesh D'Souza about his controversial movie, Death of a Nation. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back after this.
One day I didn't even notice. Lately I've been feeling hopeless. Easy to lose focus, but I'll wait for you.
I've been looking for I've been looking for a savior. I've been looking for a
Been around the world tonight, yeah.
I've been looking for a
You ain't seen nothing yet, kid. We're just getting started.
Summer is well underway, and in the next few weeks I'll be backstage at So You Think You Can Dance and America's Got Talent, so stay tuned for our backstage coverage.
I worked so hard in endless hours.
After I had my brain surgery, I have never taken dance for granted.
You are the star on that stage.
So You Think You Can Dance, all new, Monday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Lincoln was elected to unite a country and stop slavery. Democrats smeared him, went to war against him, assassinated him. Now their target is Trump.
America was never great! Slavery, genocide, and war!
Donald Trump wins the presidency. So help me God.
They say he's killing America.
There will be a vote to impeach.
They say he's a racist.
This was a white lash.
And a fascist. Who are the real racists?
Basically, Death of a Nation examines two issues, fascism on the one hand, and racism and white supremacy on the other. And the left launches these two bombs against Trump. You're a fascist, you're a racist. And they say this about the Republican Party and about conservatives generally. The movie calls this into question, and the movie says, all right, let's look at what fascism is. Let's look at who were the fascists. Let's look at what they believed. And let's look at the actual, not just the history of racism, but let's look at where racism is in America now. And so what I show in the movie is that fascism has always been a phenomenon of the left. Fascist tactics are going on from the left now. And that the real racism in America today is coming from the left and from the Democratic Party.
What message does this movie give for people who give you a little pushback when you compare this Trump presidency to Lincoln's presidency?
Well, I don't compare Trump and Lincoln the man, because Lincoln was brooding, philosophical, melancholy. Trump's not like that. Trump's a very different type of guy. But the situations are pretty similar, because in both cases you have a president from the outside who won an election very close, and all hell broke loose. And so in both cases you basically have a party, and it's the same party, the Democratic Party, that basically said, we are not okay with the results of this election. We're going to get rid of this guy by any means necessary, even if we have to take the country down with it. So the situations are similar, and I analyze it in that respect. My first movie, which was about Obama, tried to pull back the curtain, but only on one man, on Obama and his life. Since then, I've been trying to pull back the curtain on a larger narrative of American history, and this movie is continuous with that. It's less historical than Hillary's America. It's more about the present, but it does have a historical thrust as well.
The stakes could not be higher. We're talking about America, the greatest nation on earth. Lincoln saved America for the first time. It's now up to us to save America a second time.
Stay connected
with Pop Topics. The Apex Social Club at the Palms, Las Vegas guarantees to give you an amazing nightlife experience. We spoke to Jay Rock, one of the club owners, to tell us why, when in Vegas, you have to visit this spot. Let's check it out.
Apex Social Club, kind of one of the, I guess, I don't want to call it a nightclub, because it's not a nightclub. It's called a social club. That's a term that we've been kind of, really going with, because there's no dance floor. It's an interactive space, so it's about the people who are in the room. It's about the vibe and the energy in the room. And tonight we got Neo, and that vibe and energy is going to be amazing. So I'm really excited for tonight, really excited to have Neo, and thus far Apex has been doing pretty good. So thank you guys. So some of the other artists that we've had so far, we've had Nas, we've had J. Cole, we've had, who else? Tinashe, Rich the Kid, Juicy J. You know, we've been sacking the lineup. So some of the features and things about Apex that make it, you know, special, I'm gonna call it special, is obviously the view, you know, first and foremost. You know, there's no other venue in Las Vegas that has the kind of view that Apex has. 360 view of the entire city, looking right at the Las Vegas Strip. You know, when the weather up there is amazing, which it is tonight, you know, there's really nowhere better in the city for that kind of ambiance. There's really nothing like it. There's also a lot of different art and things that we have infused in the venue. There's a couple art pieces by, you know, Richard Prince, which we have, and Dustin Yellen, which has done these amazing statues. I don't want to call them a statue because a statue doesn't give it any justice. It's an amazing art piece that there's really nothing like it. You have to see it for yourself. So a lot of cool stuff to see at Apex. Definitely the view is one of those things. And you know, we keep a couple ladies in there to keep people happy too. So the Palms is right now doing some really incredible stuff. You know, the Fertittas first and foremost, who took over this property and have the vision to bring this property back to a level in which it used to be. You know, the Palms at one point, I like to say, was winning championships, you know, dynasty. And with the changes of Las Vegas, you know, this place needed some updating and it needed a lot of things done to it. And the Fertittas have seen that vision and they've really taken it to the next level. The plans for this place are fantastic. You know, us being Apex and Camden being our first two venues here, you know, in our relationship with the Fertittas already, it was an obvious choice for us. You know, we were really excited, and I'm honored to be a part of the project here. So you can find us online, apexsocialclub.com. You can also see us on Instagram and check us out, or you can check me out. I am J-Rock. That is, I mean, I am J-Rock, but that's also my handle. You can check out any updates there as well. You know, we have a lot of different things moving, and our website has all of our events that are coming up.
We'll be back with more buzz after this.
Yo! Hey, buddy, how you doing? It is game night. Ow! Are you ready for this? I got a new laptop. Actually new. There's a cyber cafe that I've been working at, and this computer was sitting in the lost and found for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Hang on, you stole someone's computer?
I didn't steal it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's messed up. And I found this folder, it was hidden, and it automatically connects you to this thing.
Dude, this is dark web.
What's dark web?
Part of the internet where no one can track you.
It's all about drugs, illegal IDs, even assassination for hire.
Yeah, the dark net is mostly about the bad guys. And this computer's got videos on it, right? Check this out.
I really think you should stop.
Oh, God.
That looked way too real. I think that is real.
Guys, that's what they're trading.
Trade what?
All those videos.
We have to do something, and we have to do it now.
Who's that?
What's happening?
Wait, guys, hold up. Where's Lex?
Wait, that's Lex's building. No, you guys.
No. Is that Lex?
He killed Lex!
Who?
The ones who buy the videos, the ones who pick the girls. What the hell? They've all been watching.
Oh my God. That's my mom. No!
If they found Lex, can't they find the rest of us too?
They've had control this whole time. Please, leave us alone! Get out of there right now!
I can hear you. Are you still
Kelly,
there?
I can't
just
see you.
Stay.
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 I was made for love and the name it gave me.
Stay.
I was made for the great experiences of life.
I was made for trying to write songs that my mom will like.
I was made to be a sister and a friend to my 5 siblings.
I was made for good books, good coffee.
I was made to be a daughter, a sister, a wife, a mom.
To be a rider. To be furiously kind and relentlessly gentle.
For experiencing wonder and awe at the world I live in.
My family, my friends, my husband, my son.
I was made for sunsets and better days to come.
I was made for a second chance.
I was made for so much more than my darkness ever wanted me to believe.
I was made to play. I was made to learn. I was made to love.
I was made for being Backpack's best friend.
Positivity.
For happiness.
For reigniting the flame inside of people. For saving lives and holding the hands of those in crisis.
I was made for being a husband someday.
I was made to see the world.
To be a daughter and a sister.
Stay. I was made for change.
I was made for inspiring females to follow their dreams.
For melody, for rhythm, for harmony, for mistakes.
Stay.
I was made for my little boy.
Stay and rest.
Stay and see things change. Stay to love and be loved.
Stay to be surprised.
Stay and sing your song.
I was made to remember that despite the condition of the soil, I will choose to bloom.
I am going to stay.
I was made for a reason, and I don't quite know what it is yet, but I'm gonna be here to find out.
Magic Music is one of the most remembered bands from the Boulder Revolution, from the late 60s and early 70s. They never signed a record deal and they eventually broke up in 1975, but there's a whole lot more to the story. So we spoke to filmmaker Lee Aronson to give us more insight.
Boulder had a reputation of being this great new hippie paradise.
The music scene was bubbling. In case you just joined us, we're Magic Music.
It was a time in Boulder, and this was the band in Boulder.
Magic Music was a phenomena.
A light in the darkness.
Magic Music was the biggest influence on my life.
We all thought it was just a matter of time before Magic Music made it big. But no album ever appeared. I often wondered whatever happened to Magic Music. Why hadn't they made it? I decided to stop wondering and find out.
So when I was a student at the University of Colorado in the early 70s, there was a band of hippie musicians that used to come down from the mountains and play on campus, on the lawn, you know, between classes, and they would pass the hat. And they called themselves Magic Music. They had original songs, beautiful harmonies. They played mandolin, flute, tablas. It was really hippie music and beautiful stuff that just stuck in your head. And I became a fan, you know, almost from the get-go. I used to listen to them play around town. Sometimes they played on campus. Sometimes they played in like the vegetarian restaurant. They'd play there, and then they just kind of disappeared. And I never heard of them again, but their songs stayed with me. They're like earworms, you know, how some songs you just can't get out of your head. And there were a few of their songs that I would continue to sing to myself, hum to myself, whistle to myself. Over the years, and when I had kids, when they were babies, and you know, you're trying to get them to sleep in the middle of the night, you know, there was a couple of those songs that I would sing to them, and I always wondered what happened to them. And there was no record, you know, they really just kind of left very little trace of their existence. And it wasn't until, you know, the internet made researching this kind of thing possible that I was able to track down one of the members. And through him was able to, you know, reach others and, you know, people who were part of the band family back in the day.
How was that released?
It was magical. I mean, to coin a phrase, it really was. And I had no idea that they would still be able to recreate that sound again. But they could, and it really brought tears to my eyes, literally. That's actually in the film. It just worked out better than anyone could have expected.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to Boulder the original Magic Music.
The time is coming when we'll have to decide.
A special thanks to Mikey Mike, Dinesh D'Souza, filmmaker Lee Aronson, and the Apex Social Club. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, double tap on Instagram, and follow us on Twitter, all at @thebuzz_access. I'm Chanel Herlin. Have a lekker day.
A lot of people operate on talking points, and that's the main issue, is that they're not actually familiar with the policies, they're not actually familiar with the wins that this president has had. They're just familiar with his tweets and that they don't like the way it makes them feel. However, once they understand this president was elected to get something done and not coddle their feelings, maybe we'll get somewhere. I think this president, if you really look at the policy...
The New Music Buzz is brought to you by Monster Products, pure Monster quality with Monster sound. For more music entertainment news, go to www.thenewmusicbuzz.com.